It's now recording. Now I sound okay. All right, everyone. Headphones are good.
That's subjective.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a podcast. We're going to record a podcast. People will hear this soon. Okay?
That's presumptuous.
Yeah. Well, I know at least, some people will hear it because I'll put it in a place where they can't resist listening to it. And I think this is the 159th episode of something, but let me just check on that real quick. It is the 159th episode of iHearIC Radio, which is a show about music in Iowa City. We are now in Davenport, Iowa.
Still counts.
Not that far away. Not that far away.
It's the far-flung suburb of Iowa City.
Yeah. It's in the greater metropolitan area. There just happens to be a lot of non-metropolitan area in between. All right, but I'm here with two guys that I've been making music with longer than almost anybody. I don't know who could even outrank you in those terms.
God.
Yeah, I've been making music for the Lord longer than you, but I've got David Clare, I got Chris Emery here with me. That's right. That's the Casio SK1. You hear String Cheese and Birdo in the background, probably. They will be contributing to the environmental soundscape of this podcast.
They're my parakeets.
And I wanted to try something with you guys. So we've recorded a lot of improvised music together. We've recorded some music that involved a little bit of forethought and planning. And my plan today is sort of a combination of the two. I'd like to spend the next hour sort of figuring out a song. And hopefully at the end of this hour, we can play sort of a demo of this song idea that we have, that we've crafted. And we're starting from basically nothing.
Basically.
In a way,
nothing.
all songs start from basically nothing.
Yeah, I think that's kind of true. We receive inspiration from,
God
again. Receive inspiration from the unknown forces of the universe. But yeah,
you're right.
Other than that, it's starting from nothing. You just you sort of open up your receptors and you allow the muse to work through you. And we're going to do that now and record the process of doing that.
Okay.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, the birds are here. They're going to help us. They can probably judge whether an idea is good or bad.
Yeah. And worst case scenario, if we have nothing at the end of this hour, we can just put a mic up to them and they'll sing something for us.
They have a natural sing-songy nature to them. Mm-hmm. A natural nature. Mm-hmm. And yeah, people listen to birdsong all the time for, pleasure. People like listening to birds outside.
Usually not business.
No.
Yeah.
So, and I also said the birds will tell us if it's good or bad. I wanted to say that right off the bat. This doesn't have to be good.
Okay.
Okay, great.
That takes a big weight off my shoulders.
I feel that way about all music, basically, is I don't really care if it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Music is just, you just make something.
Correct.
You just organize sound in some way.
That is a good lesson, is in order to get good, you have to just do it.
Sure.
And
yeah. And it's
if
not
it
all
doesn't
good.
sound good, then that's just...
It's not all good.
Right.
Yeah.
We've established a good baseline of that in our past recordings, I think.
Yeah, it's not all good.
No.
It just is. Mm-hmm. I have a Cajun sort of philosophy, which is music is just music.
Yeah.
You just let it happen.
Just put it out there.
Yeah.
That's how you get good human music.
But I kind of wanted this to be, like I said, crafted in some way. So we're not just playing instruments and sort of finding a groove or whatever. I want us to, what's a good idea for something to write a song about? A couple years ago, Chris and I wrote a song about Chuck E. Cheese, and we kind of let it, work itself out into whatever it became. But that was an idea that already had a pretty strong seed in it. I'm not coming to the table with that now.
Yeah.
We need to generate the idea right here. So what is the song we're going to write about?
Name
one thing a song can be about.
Love.
Okay, David says love. That's obviously a great inspiration for everyone.
Mike Love of the Beach Boys. That's what I meant.
Chris, give me one.
Bread.
Love, bread. I was going to say rice. I feel like that's a little too close to bread.
Ooh,
so
yeah.
I will say travel. Movement. Okay, love, bread, travel. Do we have something there?
Flower.
Flour? We're going backwards from bread, kind of, with that one?
Well, see, yeah.
I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just like observing, you know.
I'm just feeling like the Ballad of Sarah Lee's Travels.
The Ballad of Sarah Lee's Travels. And is that like a Gulliver's Travels thing?
I don't know.
There's like a lot of tiny loaves of bread, tiny living
Yes.
loaves of bread that sort of tie Sarah Lee
Yes.
down. That's the only thing I know about Gulliver's Travels is
where-
like the tiny people.
Oh, yeah, where has Ms. Lee been? Where is Ms. Lee going?
Okay. What do we know about Sarah Lee? Thank you to the Korg Triton Extreme.
That was supposed to be a piano sound.
Okay, what do we know about Sarah Lee? Cottage bread, sold in stores, loaves, sliced.
Was
Cottage.
she a real person?
I don't think. Well, maybe. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like it could be one of those just made up 1950s things where people are like,
Yeah.
here's a name that's white.
Right. It sounds. This
Like
is
the
someone
bread
you,
I wanna eat.
someone you trust to deliver you the blandest products.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Yeah. We were just eating at a Thai restaurant where we were accompanied by music that was basically the same chord progression over and over again. So that
Yeah.
may influence the musical results today.
Yeah, it was like the credits of any song you've seen or any movie you've seen in the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of those.
Okay. I'm not feeling super like motivated by the Ballad of Sarah Lee's Travels yet.
Yeah, not quite.
Could we like boil this down to something like what's the essential kind of quality of that?
Bread is by nature like the blandest food, so
Yeah, you did mention cottage. Do we want to go with like a cottagecore theme?
What does that mean exactly? I know that
In music, I don't know. But
they like that one.
that
That was a nice rhythm given to us, but I think that was string cheese. Da 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 da. We'll hold on to that. Thank you.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, bread. It's bland. What's more exciting than bread?
Anything.
Bread with jam. Jam, music jam. Oh,
You're asking us to just jam, which was antithetical to the whole point of this exercise, Chris.
yeah.
Sarah Lee. What's another woman's name?
That wasn't quite right, but it's close.
What's Lee backwards? Eel. Okay, eel. Do we have something with eel? Does eel bring you anything?
Sushi.
So yeah. What if we?
Still sticking on the food. John.
Yeah. What if we move away from food?
Drink.
A little further away. Okay, describe an eel to me.
Slippery.
Yeah. That could be the travel theme.
Eels, like the way that they.
I mean, the way
Maneuver.
they travel, where you find an eel, any of that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Where are eels?
Sarah Lee meets an eel. Her polar opposite.
Oh, okay. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarah Lee, she just likes to stay in one place and
Yeah.
be bland. But the eel's got other
Always
plans.
moving, always
Yeah.
shifting.
Thank you, David.
You're welcome.
Right, and I get the idea that eels are sort of like sinister, I think because of The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, they did kind of ruin it. Although morays have always been scary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they hide in
they're
the
frightening.
shadows and then they come out and grab their prey.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I think we're starting to formulate something here. Sarah Lee is an innocent, bland woman, just wants to bake her bread. She's visited by an eel. Now, how does this happen? Where would they meet?
Gosh.
Because she probably lives in a cottage. I think the
Yeah.
cottage hasn't gone away.
I think
yet.
that is the cottage, yeah.
Yeah.
A cottage by the sea, perhaps.
Yeah. That's how the eel. It would get closer to the cottage if
Yeah.
the cottage were near the sea.
Yeah. It has to be a bland area near the sea, though. And maybe like where we're just not expecting an eel to be.
Yeah.
So maybe we're thinking
What's the blandest coastline you can think of?
Probably anything that's just pure sand, but I don't know if that fits the
No
Sarah
water,
Lee
just
vibe.
sand.
She's making bread from sand. Sand bread.
Sandwich?
Oh, yeah. There is something there. There is something there.
Now we're tying it back to Ursula and the Eels.
One of the most common foods that utilizes bread is a sandwich. And we're talking about a cottage by the sea. Where does land meet sea?
On Craigslist.
With a bunch of sand.
Oh.
So maybe that wasn't the right question to ask. The question to ask was, what is there when the land meets the sea? The answer is sand. Sand is the middle ground between this world of the bread cottage and the world of the eel.
That's beautiful.
Sand is the transitional
Is this where the love story
terrain
happens?
between them. Okay, does Sarah Lee, the bread lady...
Yo, sand-crossed lovers.
Okay, I like this. We don't have anything to write anything down with, and maybe we should.
Okay.
I mean, maybe.
I do like sand-crossed lovers. I think that's pretty good.
Thank you. I can go find a writing implement.
Yeah, we should maybe have like a pad of paper or something.
Okay.
While we discuss this. Okay. So it feels like, Chris, you want to push for the cottage bread woman and the eel to have a sort of unexpected romance. Does that appeal to you? It seemed like that's where you were going.
I mean, I think we could open up that door of possibility.
Yeah.
We could also add in a bit of drama as well, where it's there's some conflict,
Yeah.
in this love.
Is the conflict
Is
between...
it a love that can never be, or is it
Yeah.
a love that finally comes to be?
And we could get really gross with it.
Well, we haven't excluded all possibilities.
Because the
They
eels,
they are a little wriggly.
yeah, and the shape of an eel,
Yeah.
it could be gross. We
could
should
be.
maybe try not to be gross. But we should think about all the possibilities
This
in
is
front of us.
I mean, we came in with a blank slate, so
Okay, we're off to a good start. I've got Sand-Crossed Lovers. That's maybe a good title for the song.
it really could be.
Sand-Crossed Lovers. Okay, I'm writing it down.
Is that an okay surface to write on?
That's perfect. Thank you.
Amazing.
Okay. So we're kind of like we're describing like a narrative of a story. And typically like I don't really write songs very often anyway, but I'm not really great with like metaphor or like abstract kind of lyricism. So like every time I've written a song, it's been pretty blunt. So we could just tell the story of the eel and the bread lady. Or if you guys would rather, we could maybe try to zoom out a little bit and kind of just capture the feeling of what might happen.
We could.
And sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to point this out. We are kind of making like a heteronormative assumption that like it's a bread lady and a male eel, I guess. It doesn't have to be that way, but that's just what came to our minds first, it seems.
Yeah, Sarah could defy expectations. Maybe we don't really know that much about Sarah.
Yeah.
Things all seem cottagecore on the surface, but beneath.
Okay, we got characters
Yeah.
Sarah and Eel.
Maybe the cottage core was a life thrust upon her, and she yearns for something a bit more outside the norm.
Yeah, that could be the impetus of like any sort of relationship between such different characters. They come from completely different backgrounds. But like you're saying, she's always yearned for something else. So the eel is appealing because of that.
I've got an eeling.
Let me write this down. Eel. I'm gonna just like appeal and feel. Those are words that they rhyme with eel.
That's right.
It's called rhyming.
Do you even want to explain this for the listener if they don't know what a rhyme is?
A rhyme is when two words end similarly. Is that a good explanation of rhyming?
I guess.
I think it's pretty satisfactory.
Okay, another thing that popped into my mind. So, like I was saying earlier, part of this process is sort of opening up your receptors to like receive whatever is in the air. Any ideas that are sort of like just circulating in the world, the wavelengths that are constantly orbiting around us.
That's right.
You gotta be receptive to that and allow whatever's going on to jump into your mind. And so the thing that came to mind for me was an eel. You were talking about, this woman who yearns for something else, right?
Right.
I'm going back to the creation myth, Genesis. I'm thinking eels, they're kind of like snakes. So the eel could be playing the snake to Sarah Lee's Eve.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, I will say that the serpent in that story was meant to be the incarnation of pure evil. Are we saying that Sarah Lee is making the wrong choice in reaching out to this eel? I don't know if I want to go that route.
Yeah.
What if we want to flip it around? What if Sarah Lee is the evil one and the eel is a pure little soul
Yeah.
who just wants to wiggle around?
What she's actually yearning for is meat. She just wants to eat something besides bread.
Oh. Oh.
And the eel is crafty, hard to catch. Fishing pole is not going to do it. What can get the eel off his guard to be captured? His uncontrollable lust.
Of course.
That's our hook right there.
Okay.
Get
Yeah,
it.
is this a story that works? Do you think we could get some sort of like musical verses out of this?
Something.
There is still time to zoom out, but this is actually what we intended all along. We're talking about just...
Yeah. We could, like, the finished product could be less explicit than this. But folks who listen to the making of podcast of whatever this song is, they will know the true meaning behind the words.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe let's actually try to get a little more abstract. Okay, so in this world that we're envisioning...
Bro. She's watching the other parakeet eat and is yelling jealously rather than actually taking action.
Oh, maybe we should take inspiration.
Yeah, we can use this, right? We can use this.
Yeah. Did you see what just happened there?
We can use this. All right.
Okay.
When you bake bread, what's the sensory experience that comes to mind first?
The nose.
The smell of the bread, right?
Well, I suppose if we're like going all the way to the basics, you're like, you have to collect the wheat.
Oh, but
You have to
before you're baking.
Yes,
yeah.
process. It's crunchy.
The harvest.
It's going to be and it's going to be dusty and hard.
You're talking the whole farm to table process.
Yes, right. Before we get to the like yeasty, leavened goodness.
Bread. Harvest first. I don't know what the next step is.
I don't know. Is threshing somewhere in there?
Threshing.
It's a good word anyway.
Yeah. Wheat threshing.
What rhymes with threshing?
Threshing.
Refreshing.
Refreshing.
Ooh.
Threshing, refreshing. Is that it?
Oh,
What else could there be? Threshing, refreshing.
We just-
Fleshing.
Fleshing. Threshing, fleshing. Stretching. No, not quite.
Nope, that's
was close.
stretching the rhyme.
Yeah. So, for those at home, a slant rhyme is when it's not quite a rhyme, but kind of works. Threshing, refreshing, threshing, spletching. No, that's not anything.
Regressing.
Regression. Yeah.
Regression. Yeah.
meshing.
Meshing. Are we doing anything right now, or are we just...
We're warming our brains up.
Bread. Scent. The smell. The warmth. I'm thinking particularly about the moments that the bread is becoming bread.
The yeast rises.
Rising. The yeast rises, as does the eel, from the sea. When you're underwater, could you smell bread being baked? Probably not, right? Well, we couldn't.
This already is quite a fable. I think we can say that
Yeah.
for the purposes of the song, yes, you can.
Yes.
Eels seem like they would be able to smell well. If you look at their little their nostrils, they like poke out in a weird, kind of funny way, very alien-like. These little prongs.
Yeah.
So I feel like, We can tap into that.
A lot of great songs begin with a question. So can you smell underwater?
What is love?
That's one, yeah. That song not only begins with a question, but asks the same question many times.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tool that a lot of songwriters use, is a repetition.
Right. It's a never-ending journey, and you really have to find the answer for yourself.
And speaking of love, can you feel the love tonight? That's another one.
That's good.
That also involves animals. Can you smell?
How deep is your love?
How deep is your love? Can you smell
The love
baking
tonight.
Can you smell the baking bread
Whoa. Beautiful.
from underwater? Well, we can't just write a parody of an Elton John song from The Lion King.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wrote that, but we should
I guess
probably
we didn't put parameters on,
It's not against the rules, but it's strongly discouraged.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just do a quick outline. What is the story we want to either tell or feel or evoke? Just like let's break it down to three things: beginning, middle, and end of the story that we want. How does it begin?
I'm sensing parallels to Rocky Horror in that we have a character who's living a menial, unfulfilling life.
Yep.
Finds something strange and extravagant.
Yeah.
And gives in to the power of love.
Right. Okay, so let's answer this question now, because we've had like that idea, and then we've had a subversion of that idea.
Mm-hmm.
Does Sarah love the eel, or are we going to like start that way and then flip that and she eats the eel?
What is the message we would want the listener to...
What's the moral? Yeah, we do want to impart like a good moral lesson to the people hearing this, probably, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we going grim fairy tales, or are we...
Because that could still be a moral lesson, is to
Right.
not trust women.
Just absolutely what the world needs right now.
Yeah, we would be like contributing
Oh
to
my
society
goodness.
by saying that, right?
We're just asking questions.
So maybe we should take the less cynical route then, that this is like a genuine love story. Would you rather go that direction?
I think we could.
Or I guess kind of what David was describing with this beginning is that it's maybe a fearful moment. It's something outside of her usual experience. And then she grows to accept and appreciate something that she found so like kind of scary at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Or you could have... It could be cynical, but in the sense that the outcome is tragic. Maybe she's uncomfortable with the situation and ends up eating the eel, but we don't portray that in a funny way, but that it's something that is tragic because we've grown to love the eel throughout the course of the song.
Society made her do it.
Correct.
Eels are not pets. They are.
She wasn't in a position where... Yes.
Okay.
Society wouldn't accept it. She had no other choice. Or perhaps she was groomed that way and didn't know any better, and she almost made the daring call but couldn't bring herself to do it.
And maybe she has to for survival. Maybe there's like she's run out of wheat.
They've run away. They're dancing in the sand, and they can't find their way out, and she's hungry.
Yeah. Is this a romantic love, or is it like the eel seems like a cute pet? Again, this is a decision of like, is this gross or not?
The Shape of Water taught us that sex with a fish person is very hot.
It's good, right?
And good.
People want it. It's taboo.
Okay.
It's forbidden.
We gotta
give what the people want.
we gotta lean into what the culture is asking of us as luminary artists within the culture.
That's right.
Okay, so back to the basic thing. Okay, that's the story we want. Is that I do like that. Like that it's a budding romance, and then there's a tragic end.
Yeah.
Because like in order for her to survive, the eel has to die. Does that work?
I think it could.
Okay. So let's break this down into a beginning, middle, and end of the story.
Okay.
How does this start? I think that's kind of what I was pushing
with a
towards.
2-chord vamp.
And what are those 2 chords? 2-chord vamp. No.
We're not there yet.
Narratively. That's kind of what I was getting at with like the eel is attracted to the scent of the bread or something. But does that make sense or not?
I think so. Then the eel comes to land and gets more than what he bargained for.
Yeah.
Eels are very slippery too, which I think, if he's going to be trapped, or she or they, I guess
let's make the eel non-binary.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like that.
Eel. I'm going to put in parentheses they/them.
Yes.
Just so we don't forget that.
Yeah. It would be very hard to trap them. So I think that's the thing is like, do we just see the incredible seductive power of Sarah Lee to get this very slippery eel trapped? Mm-hmm. What are all the events leading up to that?
Right. This is a story, I think, fundamentally about hunger. Not only for food, but for love, companionship, and I think I said uncontrollable lust earlier. We can keep... Yeah, that's a sort of hunger, right? Okay, so this begins with the eel who is hungry themselves. Sorry. The eel is hungry.
Yes.
Smells the bread. Eel hungry, smells bread. Eels, they cannot breathe above water, right? In real life?
No, not that I'm aware.
Okay, so the eel is hungry, smells the baking bread, and okay, magic. This is going to be. You said something about fable.
Yes,
those often involve supernatural elements. Mm-hmm. The eel is okay. This is a story
anthropomorphized animals. Yes.
This is a story not only of hunger, but of the pressure of hunger pushing us, the collective, us, to do the impossible. And that's going to happen right away at the beginning when the eel gains the ability to breathe oxygen from the air. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the eel is hungry for this bread that it smells that it is now able to breathe and I guess float through the air or something.
Yeah, that's where we're getting tricky. I mean, because I feel like we're coming back to the Little Mermaid again, too. Is there?
Yes, the legs and everything. Okay. I don't want to crib too much from Little Mermaid, but it's a story that worked. So
yeah, it's classic.
That's why it's influenced us so much here, I think.
Yeah, uncontrollable lust.
All right, the hunger allows the eel to gain incredible abilities. It's kind of like when you're playing a Pokemon game and like a fish Pokemon can fight like in the mountain,
Yeah.
So the eel can do that kind of thing. Eel can breathe now.
Yeah.
Can breathe and float now.
I don't know if we need to establish the logistics and rules of the universe portrayed in this 2 to 3 minute song, but
maybe I'm getting caught up on details that are not that important.
Now we do have to remember that sand was an important component as well.
Sand.
Are we? Is there
sand cross lovers?
Yes. What does sand evoke? The passage of time, erosion, and coverage of all things.
It's dry, and it gets everywhere.
Yes, it can be dry, but also near the ocean. Now hear me out. I'm just brainstorming, but. Let's say that the eel, in this desperation, is just trying to find its way to this bread.
Yeah.
Just wants the bread. Is diving into the sand or finding a way to bury itself into the sand, and with the tides, maybe there's like a high tide on a certain day where it just everything comes closer and closer, and it's just inching closer and closer, and then finally gets its wish somehow. I don't know if we're straying away from the sprouting legs and other things, but maybe
that might be a more
maybe the drive, though.
More
the drive, yes,
approach.
Yeah,
and that it almost feels like it's a different story now. Okay, so we talked earlier about sand being like the transition from land to water, right?
Yes.
The eel, in what Chris was just describing, has found a way to burrow through the sand, right? It wants the bread so bad, but guess what? If an eel did that, it would die, right?
It'd be a bad day, especially when the tide starts to go out.
Yeah, the eel wants the bread so bad that it's pushing itself into an environment in which it cannot survive.
Yes.
And so in its it's being driven by this uncontrollable lust for bread and ends up just helpless under the sand. Okay, you had it. You had inspiration.
Yes,
Chris.
I was starting to think of maybe these merging situations between Sarah and the eel.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this eel that is trying as hard as it might to get to the bread on the land.
Yeah.
Can't cross this barrier. Is going to die if it's pushing this hard and trying as hard as it can. Now, if this is a situation where Sarah comes across the eel, maybe dying or dead or however this happens, and maybe like putting aside the love for now and just trying to figure out where this is going, that is where Sarah discovers the love of eel, wanting to eat eels, and realizes that this, mysterious creature that was lured by the bread, came and was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing and I want more of it. What if Sarah now is crossing the barrier of the sand and trying to go find the eels in the ocean?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe we're like old timey here, so we're like, excluding like, scuba gear and all these other things that would allow Sarah to more easily obtain her desired food.
Right. It happens one way and then it happens the other way.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
And in the brevity of the format in which we're doing this, we could just, Sarah overcome by her hunger and the sensation of eating eel, goes to the sea, knowing as an audience that she will not survive.
I'm drawing it. This is the eel. Okay, this is the eel with like a little fin or something.
That is horrible. It looks like I'll say tadpole at best and semen at worst.
Okay. So it does look like a sperm. Okay.
Yes.
The eel, this is the beach. This is the beach. That's the cottage. All right. Mm-hmm. There is the smell of baking bread attracting the eel, who dives into the sand to try to get the bread. Dies. Here. The smell of the dead eel, which we all know is very appealing. The smell you brought it. Eeling attracts Sarah. The smell of the dead eel attracts Sarah out of her cottage.
Mm.
Note that Justin is drawing what looks like a football play-by-play with lines and X's.
She smells the dead eel, likes the smell. Where can I get more of these eels? Oh yeah, there's water here. She, as Chris was describing, dives into the water.
Mm. Or even crazier, maybe she sees the eel there in the sand and thinks that the eels are coming from the bottom of the sand, like the center of the earth, and she just starts digging and digging and digging, and
Yeah.
She would hit the water eventually there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole way that the eel wriggled through there.
Okay.
I guess.
So the way this is sounding to me is currently this, at its essence, is a condemnation of our barbaric instincts as humans to follow our senses and, I don't know, not give things the proper thought that they deserve.
Okay, yeah. There's sort of
and that's maybe the allegory we're making here, is to think with your mind and heart and not with your nose.
Yeah, there's sort of almost a Buddhist philosophy here. And it's not to live without desire, but it's to control your desire.
That's right.
And not let your desire control you. Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
I think we've got it. That took us 36 minutes. I think we've found sort of like the actual seed that we were digging for within our collective psyche.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I think the romance element has maybe been eliminated.
Yeah.
That's all right. It's overplayed music anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a good idea to start with because it's so it inspires everyone every day.
It's universal, but
yeah.
Ultimately we just had dinner and have food on the brain, so
yes. Okay. All right. Now comes the easy part, which is turning that very sensible and reasonable conversation we just had into a piece of art.
We could just stop now and post that little drawing you made, and
I guess, yeah, we do have a piece of art here, but we are all musicians. And so to turn this into a piece of music that imparts the feelings and the message that we hope for, which is at its core, control your desires, don't allow your desires to control you.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Okay, this doesn't have to be like perfect on the first go, but let's try to write like a verse about, and this is like, it's about the eel smelling the bread and diving into sand. Okay, but it doesn't have to say that explicitly, but that is what it's about. Okay?
Okay.
So, how should we do this? What's our process for writing this out? I'm going to say 2 words. All right? And then maybe I'll go to Chris. And
Okay.
he says 2 words.
Sure.
Does that work? All right. I'm going to say,
Little Mad Libby.
yeah.
If you say once upon, I swear to God.
No, I'm going to say the scent. The scent. Not descent, but the scent. Although, maybe we should use that. Maybe descent is something we could use at the end. But the scent.
Well, what's coming to mind is the sand, which sounds like the scent. So
Yeah.
maybe we kind of
Yeah,
do a little
yeah.
bit of a getting the picture started. The scent.
The scent. The sand. I don't mean to do Jaws there, but the scent, the sand. Okay, where do you want to take this, David?
Ooh, that's tough. The scent, the sand. My instinct is that that's kind of the meter of this line is, you
Yeah.
know, da 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 da.
Da 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 da. Okay, I'm gonna say, David, you don't have to limit yourself to 2 words. Do you have something that comes after the scent, the sand?
Not yet.
Okay.
I got distracted by the meter.
Yeah.
And it's kind of that's kind of nursery rhyme E. And I think
Yep.
the reason that that's in my brain is because we have been talking about this as though it were a fable of some kind.
Right.
So if that's what we want to invoke when we present the musicality of it, then is that the shape of the lyrics we want to take?
And do we want to constrict ourselves to rhymes at all here? Because once we get that started, it's hard to get off of that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because this is like we're really limiting ourselves.
Yeah.
This does not have to be like a super like metered, structured thing. It could be a fairly
It
abstract.
could be. We
kind
might
of,
just
like,
we might just inspire genius in a few moments.
yeah,
so.
yeah. And I mean, we're not limited to like whatever we end up recording at the end of this conversation. We could like further refine that later, right? But it could be a more like abstract kind of like word sound poem kind of thing. If we're not like thinking in a super like metered way yet.
Yeah. I mean, again, the instinct is telling me that it's the scent, the sand, or the baking of the bread.
Okay.
That is not abstract like you said. I think I am willing and almost encouraging that line change as this takes shape.
But I'm going to write that out.
Yeah.
The scent, the sand, the baking of the bread.
Which sounds a lot like a religious allegory already, I realize.
Yeah. Okay.
God found his way in here, I suppose.
Like I said, you open the receptors and whatever is out there makes its way into your mind. The scent, the sand, the baking of the bread. Do we want another line following that same meter?
Probably a good way to
The scent,
start.
the sand, the baking of the bread.
Yeah, you could break it if you wanted, though, I think.
The eel, it feels too...
It could be like ABCB, like da 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 da, and then it can be like, you know, da 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 da.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. The scent,
Just like that.
the sand, the baking of the bread. Do we want to say something about the cottage? The sea has not come into this yet. We haven't said land. Land rhymes with sand. Okay, the scent, the sand, the baking of the bread. The sea, the land, the...
Yeah, the sea, the land.
The sea, that's and the rhyme happens in the middle of the line there.
Mm-hmm.
The tale that's never said.
The scent, the sand, the baking of the bread. The sea, the land, the tale that's never said.
Something like that.
Is it? And now is that tail, TAIL? Because
Ooh.
eels have tails. Is that clever?
Immensely.
The tail. I wrote T-A-L-E, but we know the hidden joke there. The tail that's never said. Okay. And said and bread, that is also kind of a rhyme. So there's 2 rhymes. The scent, the sand, the baking of the bread, the sea, the land, the tale that's never said. Sarah Lee, she hungers.
Who hungers first, I suppose, is also
Right.
we've
established that the bread is baking.
Baking, yeah.
Jeez. Religion. Get out! So
demons.
Get thee behind me.
Eel. Yeah, I don't think we need to establish that Sarah Lee is hungry and that's why she's baking bread. I think that
Sure, that's obvious.
I think we can start.
It's obvious.
Yeah, with the eel.
Okay, I'm going to just say it again. The scent, the sand, the baking of the bread, the sea, the land, the tale that's never said. Now we could ask a question. Okay, back to rotating. What happens
to you?
What happens to you
when you die?
when you die?
That's a great question.
Okay. The scent, the sand, the baking of the bread. The sea, the land, the tale that's never said. What happens to you when you die?
It's beautiful.
I honestly don't hate this.
I don't either.
Okay, that's its own unit there.
Totally.
The scent, the sand, the baking of the bread, the sea, the land, the tale that's never said. What happens to you when you die? Right?
Right.
It feels like we've got kind of these 2 lines that are kind of like sing-songy, nursery rhyme-ish.
Right.
Then we have like the reality like sinking in with sort of a like existential brutal moment.
Yes, it's a juxtaposition that is meant to invoke unease in the listener.
Right. And this is sort of like, oh, the wonder of life, just sort of an everyday...
The Wonder Bread of life?
Alternate title.
The Wonder Bread of life. Sandwich crossed lovers.
Get Terrence Malick on that film.
Right, so it's the juxtaposition of almost like a carelessness or like a pleasantness, non-threatening day in the life of a bread cottage woman. But this question is really always on everyone's mind. What happens when you die? Even in those quiet, peaceful, pleasant moments, it's always lurking. It's always a shadow that hangs over everyone.
Thank you for justifying this joke.
Yeah,
this is great.
It works.
Yeah.
It works. Okay. So now I'm thinking, can we set just what we have so far to some semblance of music? Like, I feel like we've got a mood here between the first 2 lines and the third line here.
Oh, yeah.
That we can turn into some kind of like simple chord progression, probably.
Yeah.
So start, and David, you have access to the keyboards. They're closest to you. So
I guess I do.
If you wouldn't mind maybe trying to like execute this and turn this into something.
The scent.
Hey, this is the song is in C.
Yeah. It's in C.
Which also is a very right. That's the joke.
It took me a minute.
But also it's very nursery rhyme because it is the most elementary key.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the first one that people playing piano learn because it's all the white keys.
Right.
So
Simple. So we may like do something very interesting with the third line of this.
We may.
When like something deceptive like that. Yeah. Okay. The scent, the sand, the baking of the bread. I'm thinking like a 1, 4, 5 maybe. Like even that simple. Would that work?
All right.
David's getting into position here.
Gearing up.
Good. So that's our C, F, G, right? Okay. Let me see. Got a bit of a swing here, yeah? The scent, the sand, the baking of the bread.
The sea, the land, the...
Tale that's never
Oh,
said.
yes, that's right. Can't read your handwriting very well.
Okay, let me just sing it then. All right. David, would you mind going to the top? The sand, the baking of the bread. The sea, the land, the tale that's never said. Okay, so here is where we go into something outside of that 1-4-5. And I'm going to leave that up to you. Something kind of striking when we get to what happens when you die, I think.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do here.
So we were doing a 1-4-5, we're doing a C, F, G thing. What's your inclination? How far away do you want to move for that last line?
What's the furthest away? It would be a tritone, so F sharp.
Yeah.
If we want to go minor, that would be E flat. So something like this.
The tale that's never said. What happens when you die?
Is that too much?
And what were you playing there? Was that an E flat minor?
E flat minor.
Okay. And that was just an E flat minor triad, right?
Yeah.
Could you add a major seventh to that?
Okay.
Okay. How about this? All right. It starts with just the triad. Maybe about halfway through the line, you add more to it, more higher notes.
Okay.
You extend
extensions.
Extend the tertian harmony.
All right.
Okay. Can we try that from the top? And you know the lyrics now? Chris?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to throw in, I'll try to keep it going. But if you want to try out some harmonies or something.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. So give us a little bit of an intro, and then we'll start singing the verse. The sand, the baking of the bread. The sea, the land, the tale that's never said. What happens to you when you die? That's nice.
Ooh.
Nice. Okay. We are striking gold. This is absolutely coming together. I think that people who have sat through the last 45 minutes were really probably doubting us, but we are making it happen now.
Yes.
This is the process, everybody. Sometimes you feel like it's not working, but then things just start coming together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
It helps that we have musical backgrounds that we can kind of play into the cliches without starting completely from scratch in that regard.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of here. Give me
What
that.
happens to
Give me that
you
E minor
when
again
you
so I can
die?
see. Okay. What happens to you when you die?
What happens to you when you die? I'm singing the E flat, right? What?
Sorry.
I teach music.
I need a third hand for this.
What happens to you when you die? What happens to you when you die? What happens to you when you die? I like that. Yeah. Okay, we don't need to get caught up on the particulars there, but we have a general idea of a first verse. Do we want to try to repeat that basic structure for a second one of these?
I think we could keep going in a new direction still.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I think we can play around with the lyrics a little more. Still kind of build a new scene. That's what I was thinking. Because after that big question is maybe we juxtapose it with Sarah Lee is in the cottage baking. Just this very humble, simple task.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not, as far as we know, not thinking about said question, but maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe we'll find out soon.
Okay, we haven't said Sarah or Eel yet. We don't necessarily have to talk about them.
I mean, they could just be the backdrop to some very... we may never know if Sarah Lee
This
is
could
Sarah
be
Lee.
you.
The song might be about you.
Living in the water.
Like we said, what happens to you when you die?
That's right.
I'm not asking about myself. I know. But you. I don't know what's going to happen to you when you die. Okay.
When we all fall asleep, how do we die?
Okay, new direction. That's how you feel?
Yeah, something.
You feel like that question, I mean, it can't be unasked, right? We can't just pretend we didn't ask that.
Yeah.
Okay, so where do we go next then?
I think scene setting still sounds kind of nice. Something like by the hearth of the cottage or something like that.
By the hearth of the cottage.
Sarah Lee did bake.
By the hearth of the cottage. We already have the baking of the bread, but now we are placing that. We're placing that within a structure. By the hearth of the cottage.
You could just say she.
She, or like the woman or something. By the hearth of the cottage, the woman, something about like routine or like the cycle.
Complacency.
Yeah. By the hearth of the cottage.
The woman awaits her prize.
By the hearth of the cottage, the woman awaits her prize.
Something. I don't know if this is mundane. It probably doesn't feel as much like a prize, but
okay. Yeah. Do we want to contrast the interior with the exterior? By the hearth of the cottage, she awaits her prize. We could even shorten it. I don't know. By the hearth of the cottage, and maybe it isn't a prize either. But anyway, by the hearth of the cottage, something in the cold of the waters. By the hearth of the cottage, in the cold of the waters.
ooh,
Is it the warmth and
in the
cold thing?
chill of the waters.
Chill might be better than cold. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're talking about the eel's perspective then, rather than Sarah Lee.
Yeah,
which
kind of
is probably where we need to start, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because
In the
we're
next 10
establishing that
minutes.
the eel is. We have the scent. Now the eel cometh, and then
By the hearth of the cottage, maybe it's not like those are actually two clauses of the same line. By the hearth of the cottage, in the chill of the waters. Da 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 da.
write that down so we have the meter. We can go from there.
Da 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 da.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. By the hearth of the cottage.
By the hearth of the cottage, in the chill of the waters.
In the chill of the waters. Chill of the waters.
In the
Waters.
Ooh. What about a ritual of yeast?
Okay. A ritual of yeast.
emergeth
a marine beast.
Oh, maybe this is where the appeal comes in.
Okay. All right. Let me recap that. A ritual of yeast, and then what did you say, David?
Emergeth a marine beast.
Marine beast. Yeah. Let me think about that. Okay. A ritual of yeast. That's what you said. Mm-hmm. A ritual of yeast emergeth a marine beast.
I mean, attracts. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
The ritual
is fun,
attracts the appealed.
A ritual of yeast appeals to the beast.
Appeals to the
that's a
hungry
lot of
beast.
fun
Appeals to the
words.
hungry beast. What's that?
That's a lot of fun words.
A hungry beast, because we don't know who it is.
Okay.
Ooh.
A ritual of yeast. What did I say? Attracts. Appeals
to a hungry beast.
Appeals to a hungry beast. A ritual of yeast appeals to a hungry beast. I'm going to underline EAL. Appeals
We know what that means.
to a hungry beast.
It's a lot of good E's in there.
Yeah, a lot of EA and stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. By the hearth
So
of
this verse is an E, right?
okay, we the first verse was like CFG, and then we had an E flat minor.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to shift up to E right after that?
I mean, how would that sound? Sorry.
Let's try. Let's hear a little bit of that on the keyboard. What happens to you when you die? By the hearth of the cottage, in the chill of the waters, a ritual of yeast appeals to a hungry beast. Okay.
Yeah.
So how were you transitioning from that E flat minor into the E major? Was there like
No
anything?
transition.
No transition. Okay.
I mean, it's you're adding the extensions, right? So that's that'd be the 7th and the 9th is the D and F, which are not in the E major scale. So it kind of just happens.
Yeah.
I can throw a 5 in there.
Yeah. You have your E flat minor, right? Take the B flat down to an A. Now go to E major. So give me that weird E flat chord again. And you have an A in there, right? An A natural?
No, that'd be the sharp 11. I can throw that up top.
You still have a... Don't put it at the top, but E flat minor. Then you have a D. Okay.
D, F.
D and F. Take your B flat down to A. Good. Now take your F.
G flat.
But you got an F at the top,
yeah,
right?
So, yeah.
Actually, leave that. Okay, so that chord that you have right now.
I don't know what the score is.
Hit that. Now go to E major. Kind of good.
Kind of good. Some great coordination there.
Okay, I'm getting too caught up in details again, I think.
It's true. Yeah.
Okay. So this is like a...
Okay, hold on. So you can turn it into... You can use this to turn into... The F you can use as a F7 chord, and then you can do a tritone sub into a B7 chord, which is the 5 of the E.
Yeah. Let's take that path. That'll work.
Yeah.
That path to E major there.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to try to add a third line to this section that we just did? By the hearth of the cottage, in the chill of the waters, a ritual of yeast appeals to a hungry beast. That's kind of a good,
it is, yeah.
punctuation almost. Beast.
Yeah, and then I think we can start getting really... Maybe we just start getting into little snippets, we'll get a little more
sort
caught
of
up in
brief
the melody.
images.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, we're at an hour and 2 minutes, so I think now it's crunch time. Okay. Now this is a song.
Yes.
Now it must become the song that we need it to be.
Yep.
Okay.
Time to submit our thesis.
This section is in E.
I was doing the same chord progression as before, but in E.
Okay.
Yep.
Can we start from the top and then see how we feel at the end of just what we have written?
Okay.
Okay. So we are in C. Got a nice 1, 4, 5.
Mm-hmm.
The sand, the baking of the bread. The sea, the land, the tale that's never said. What happens to you when you die? There we go.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, well.
Okay. Keep going.
Okay,
Keep going in E. That's good. By the hearth of the cottage. Oh fuck! I don't remember what. By the hearth of the cottage,
in the chill of the water,
a ritual of yeast appeals to a hungry beast. Let's give that another shot. All right.
I think we're ready for our Las Vegas show.
By the hearth of the cottage, in the chill of the waters, a ritual of yeast appeals to a hungry beast. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we got the relative minor there. That's good. That's good. Okay, what comes next?
Yeah.
A ritual of yeast appeals to a hungry beast. The eel. What's he do next?
Against the tide.
Against the tide.
Have we said anything about the eel in the song yet?
Not explicitly, but he is a hungry beast, right?
Right.
Against the tide. I'm going to say against again.
They. Don't forget.
Oh, fuck, you're right. Do
I
have any gendered pronouns
I think we've avoided it so far.
No.
Okay. Against the tide, against the grain.
Okay. Ooh.
And the sand grains and everything.
Oh, sand has grains too. Again, this is all coming together. This is what happens when the collective consciousness breathes through you. Okay, against the tide, against the grain. Okay. I think I've got something. Against the tide, against the grain, against society's restraint.
Ooh.
Oh, I was going to say.
Against the tide, against the grain, against the lies, against the strain.
Against the brain.
Against the brain. Okay, yeah, because we were talking about. Well, no, because he's doing this against his brain.
Body over brain. Yes.
Yes,
Right.
it's the.
They're no longer master of their domain.
Okay. Yes. Good. Okay. Right. One of the points we were making was the lust drives you, and so you don't think, you allow desire to control you. Okay, so it's against the tide, against the grain, something against the brain,
Against the voice inside their brain.
against the tide, against the grain, against the voice inside your brain.
It's clunky.
Why am I being picky? Against the tide, against the grain, against the voice within your brain. No longer master of their domain. Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Against the tide, against the grain, against the voice inside your brain. The voice inside... Should I say your or their? Inside your brain or against their brain?
There makes more sense.
Yeah.
It could. But then I also feel like we're getting into... Well, yes, we would... If we confuse the audience as to like how many brains are there, whose brains?
Yeah.
No longer master.
None of our, nobody's brains, maybe.
Mm-mm.
No longer master of their domain. I do feel like both of the theirs there could be replaced with your. Could.
Yeah.
It's not set in stone.
Yeah,
but
we could start with yours in this stanza to imply that the beast is you.
Yeah.
yeah, because
it probably depends on if we want to go the more fairy tale route or
remember
not.
that question we asked: what happens to you when you die?
Yes.
There's a second person versus third person.
That's right.
Mix up here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We are all one.
What is sperm if not the eel of the testicles?
That's right. That makes a lot of sense. The eel within. The eels within. Thousands, millions of eels inside each of us.
Alternate title.
The eels within. Okay, against the tide, against the grain, against the voice inside their brain. No longer masters of their domain.
This is no longer Sandcross Lovers, by the way. That's not going to be the title because there's nothing to do with love.
There's no love involved anymore. No. Love is gone.
Yeah.
Against the tide, against the brain, against the voice inside their brain. No longer master of their domain. This maybe should all be the minor sound. Do you think this whole section?
Yeah. I think maybe... Yeah, I'm thinking, not like a bridge, but like kind of like the B section of it where, we go minor and we maybe draw out the chord progression to twice as long. So like, something like this.
Yeah, and this contrasting section is derived from that first part, so it's... Okay, yeah, we're going to the relative minor. Yeah. You're in C sharp minor right now? Yeah. Right? Okay.
Against the tide. Against the grain.
Oh, that was nice. That was nice.
You like that?
Okay. Chris and David, you take this. Take this where you want to take it.
Okay.
Give us that C sharp again. Yeah,
against the tide, against the grain, against the voice inside their brain.
Yes.
Ooh.
Give us that.
Oh yeah. How do we want to?
No longer master of their domain,
and then no longer master of their domain. Their domain.
And where did you land there, David?
I can't decide, but I did A, so it's A to E to D.
Yeah. Okay.
And then A, but I could also go E there if we want to transition back.
Okay. Let's think about this.
Decisions.
I think that the last chord depends on where we go next with the lyrics.
Yeah, I think we need to drive this home. We could expand on this later, but I think we need like a finished sort of like concept from here to something that ends it after the part.
Do we repeat the question? What happens to you when you die?
Yeah, maybe we, like I said this a long time ago. Repetition
Yes.
is an important tool in music.
Say that one more time for the listeners.
Yeah, let's drive this home. Repetition is a tool used in music.
Again, brother.
I can't hear you.
Repetition is a tool used in music.
One more time.
Repetition, I said repetition is a tool used in music. I'm talking to you. You know the truth. Repetition is a tool. It's a tool used in music.
Bringing it back to God.
You know this. I know this. You know this. He knows it. Repetition. Repetition is a tool used, brothers and sisters, in music. Thank you.
Woo.
So yeah, we could bring that question back. What happens to you when you die? And I think that makes sense. We get to the point of no longer master of their domain, and then we're coming back to that question. Once you've reached the point where that desire is driving you so hard, you are faced with that question. It's unavoidable.
That's right.
No longer master of your domain. What happens to you when you die? And then maybe we say it 3 or 4 times. Because let's not do this again, but because repetition is,
That's right.
is an important tool here in writing music. What happens to you when you die? I'm just going to draw an arrow down to that there. 4 times? I don't know. Maybe we'll try that. All right.
Yeah.
So could we riff this out?
Yes.
Like maybe this is the concept. Okay, this is the demo of this song, which it's no longer called Sandcross Lovers. What were the other?
Go back to earlier in the episode.
Yeah,
and you'll hear.
I'll listen to this. I'll see how much of this I want to edit out.
I think it's always called repetition, right?
There's a few things.
Okay, David, if you could just give us a little intro in C major.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be perfect. We're just laying down like
we'll just.
this is the concept.
Do it all together.
We can refine it later if we're not satisfied yet.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not inspired to do anything different than the chord progression at the moment. That could change, but for now, the rough demo.
And you remember like everything you were doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. The scent, the baking of the bread. The sea, the land, the tale that's never said. What happens to you when you die? By the hearth of the cottage, in the chill of the waters, a ritual of yeast appeals to a hungry beast. Against against the tide, against the grain, against the void inside the brain. Longer masters of their domain. I know. It was getting a little drawn out.
Yeah.
We're doing good. Okay. I think this part was fine.
Yep.
Or do we want to get like a clean take of the whole thing, the whole demo?
Depends on what we want for the audience here.
Yeah. I mean,
Whoever
it's not
survived
just going to be
this far.
me just playing piano by the end of it, yeah?
Back to the top.
Yeah.
Okay. But before we do it,
Yeah.
Okay. So there's
Against
this
the tide.
C sharp minor section.
Yes.
We've got Against the Tide, and I think you're doing great on the lead vocals there, Chris.
Yeah.
Against the Tide, Against the Grain. I'm going to try to do some like floaty harmony stuff. Right?
Okay. Then we got to figure out.
No longer master of their domain. So when he says domain,
Yeah. How
That's where we-
long do we want to draw this part out to make it against the void inside the brain? longer
against the
masters of
voice
their-
inside the
Oh,
brain.
the voice, yes.
Yeah. Sorry, it's a handwriting issue again.
Void is also a choice.
So what chord were you landing on, like, around the end of that section?
What I was doing was A to E to D to A,
Okay.
and then we can go back to
Good.
E.
So when we...
But that was going to be the next part that we haven't written yet.
Okay, I want to abort
can make-
at that point. And
Right.
we bring back the what happens to you when you die question from the very first stanza, right?
Okay. Yep.
We're using the tool of repetition. So if you wanted to, you could bring back that E flat minor there, and you want to just sort of like continue exploring extensions of that?
I mean, I think it's got to be more than just me holding the chord if we're doing it 4 times.
You
It's got
want
to be
more than
something more rhythmic, but we could stay on
Rhythm. Rhythm is another tool.
a tool of rhythmic. I'll try just staying on the E flat for now, and we'll see if that like gets old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going back to the top
Yeah.
so that we can feel the progression from beginning to end. Okay. The scent, the baking of the bread. The sea, the land, the tale that's never said. What happens to you when you die? By the hearth of the cottage, in the chill of the waters, a ritual of yeast appeals to a hungry beast.
Against the tide, against the grain, against the voice inside their brain. No longer master of their domain.
Hey there. Whoops.
E flat.
E flat.
What happens to you when you die? What happens to you when you die? What happens to you when you die? What happens to you when you die?
Yeah, we actually go to the 5. That last one. We don't know.
And then we don't answer the question's not answered. It's left. You're left with the question. Okay.
Great.
Hour 19 minutes.
No edits.
Hour 19
Perfect.
minutes. That's what we've got. That was a productive session.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry. I may have scared the birds when I was screaming earlier. So
okay.
I'd like to apologize to String Cheese and Birdo. I'm sorry. I came into your house and I yelled.
I egged you on. So
Eggs.
yeah, you know
Birds
who
lay
lays
eggs?
eggs
Eels leg.
apart from birds?
Eels also.
And
Women.
women.
Human women.
That's right.
Okay, so that was about an hour and 20 minutes exploring the depths of what is wrong with us.
Majesty.
But that's the creative
Grandeur.
process. You got to lean in to these impulses. That's sort of at odds with the message of the song, right?
Yes.
Like you gotta
I'm going to turn around.
indulge a little bit. You gotta let this thing sort of like run its course through you without thinking too hard about it. Right? So the message of this process that we just documented is almost the opposite of the message of the song. Okay? So if you want to create a piece of art, if you want to write an important song with an important message, you actually do need to do the opposite of the proverbial eel. You got to risk it. What happens to you die? What happens to you? What happens to you? Die.